How did blackjack go? I only gambled one night. I only gambled a single night, and I played blackjack, and I won $700. I'm plus 700, which has paid for my trip, pretty much. I just kind of paid for my fucking trip. I went down to my last couple of chips. Scootish and I were playing next to each other, and both of us were getting down to our, like, we would be out of chips, and the other person would just, like, hand us their chips, and so we were playing off of each other. We were just waiting for our money to run out. It was like 1 a.m. just waiting for our money to run out, and then all of a sudden we both just went on streaks. Scootish is up $3,000 on the weekend. Scootish is up $3,000. No, Hannah was like, because I have addicted tendencies, and so I don't like drink, and I don't do a lot of things. She was like, does gambling not trigger it? And I was like, no, because my logic takes over. Like, I feel the rush of like getting a big win, sure, but like my logic can take over, and when I'm done gambling, I have no desire to go back. Like, I have no like addictive desire to go back. Like, I'd love to go gamble again. I think it's fun. Because, like, dude, like, imagine you take an edible and it's like a 60% chance that you just have profuse diarrhea for 12 hours, or a 40% chance that you get high. Because that's what playing blackjack is. That's what playing blackjack is. You have a 60% chance of fucking losing and a 40% chance of winning. So, like, I understand how to get, like, addicted to a substance that has a guaranteed result. I personally, the logical realist side of my brain lets me not get addicted to gambling. I can completely understand how people do get addicted to gambling, but me personally, I'm immune. I'm immune to the gamba addict. What was the worst part of the weekend? I want to hear something gross. I want gossip. Oh, gossip. The worst part was probably the OTV party. Saturday night. It was very mismanaged, and it was just like a club, which is fine. Clubs are cool, but I like to go to parties that I can mingle, and I'm not a club guy. But it was extremely mismanaged on how to get in, and the link got way too leaked, and so they were over capacity, and so it was like an hour and a half long wait just to get in. Luckily, I was with some friends in line, so it was fine.
No anus
photo was hilarious.
Today.
I legitimately did that to like 8 people, where they were taking pictures with their favorite content creators, and I'm in the background. The one thing about conventions, and then it's like you take a convention and then you also put it in Vegas, and you get you like the mix of that is zero sleep. Let's make a pros and cons list of TwitchCon.
Cat business still feeling lucky? Up to 2D20. Below 20, even $25, odd you ban me for 3 days. Above 20, even $75 or odd 7-day ban.
7-day TTS bot ban? No, you gotta double that cash value if you want a 7-day ban. It's gotta be 50 and 100. No other way. Hello, Groovane. Thank you for gifting another sub. Axelicious, thank you for the 8 months.
Thank you for subscribing.
All right, let's do one pro, one con of TwitchCon. Pro.
I must admit, it's a pretty impressive long con that you got a job assembling custom Microsoft Xbox controllers months ago so you could insert a single fleck of dust into mouths a button.
25 and 100. All right, deal. One sec.
Social interaction con. I'm an introvert.
Okay, pros of TwitchCon, and I want to do pros of TwitchCon in general, not this specific one, because like I could say like 596con was a pro. I could say like 596con was a pro, but I don't know if that's gonna happen next year. Which I do want to talk about that. So we've got so much to talk about. We've got a billion things to talk about. Okay, pro. Friends. Con. Location. This is obviously specific to Vegas, but this is if they do it in any place similar to this in the future. Vegas is a great place to have something, but it's also a terrible place if you want that something to be a community meetup where everybody kind of like feels like it's like a big town hall. Joe Max, thank you for the 9 months.
9
right?
nines.
Because Vegas is completely split up into like a fuck ton of different casinos. And so, like, at night or after the convention, it's like, yo, do you want to take a fucking $50, 35+ minute Uber to this other place that has almost the same stuff because of the F1 construction? It was so bad. It fucking terrible. Awful. I will not go to TwitchCon if it is in Vegas ever again. I will not go. I think that I'm pretty sure from everything like we've heard through all the grapevines, they are going back to San Diego next year. So that's poggers, and apparently they have a 3-year contract to be at San Diego for the next 3 years. So that is very cool. That is very cool because apparently San Diego is like everybody's all at like the same hotels or like the same like cluster of hotels that are all walkable, and so you're just constantly seeing people, and that's what TwitchCon should feel like. TwitchCon should feel like, oh my god, it's fucking Bozo sitting at the bar, and you can go up and talk to Bozo, and then if they don't want to talk to you because you're a weird viewer or something, then they can like go back to their room or like just walk away. The whole point of TwitchCon is to be accessible.
Wow.
Pro number 2 of TwitchCon is let's just say the con itself. Let's say the con itself is a pro. There's a lot to do. You can wander the con floor 1,000 times. There's a lot of things to do. The one thing I didn't like is where they put the artist alley this year was like kind of off to the side. Here's the thing. A con. The con is actually also a negative as well. Because it was hard to know where things were and when things were going on, and so I think that they need to make that more accessible. But I think that like there was a lot of cool panels and a lot of cool stuff and a lot of cool things going on all the time. I heard for some people there wasn't a lot to do for them anyways. I think it was because they didn't realize that there was always like a lot of panels and shows going on. I feel like a lot of people didn't realize how much stuff was going on, and that at any time there was like 5 different massive things that you could do. And I think that was a major problem on Twitch's part. Pro announcements. Now, this obviously doesn't mean that you have to be there, but the pro this year, dude, the fucking announcements this year were amazing. The announcements this year were fucking awesome. A+ to TwitchCon. Fucking big A+ to Dan Clancy. Oh my god. Dan, everybody thought that Dan, including myself, Dan was going to be bad for Twitch. That he's just another, San Francisco big tech guy just running around the tech company to tech company, doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Dan is like increasingly impressive. Yeah, okay, let's go over the big announcements. Big announcement number 1, simulcasting. So that means that now streamers can stream on any platform at the same time. So I could be streaming right now, and then I could also be streaming on YouTube, and I could also be streaming on Kick. And I will not do that. That last one. But yeah, simulcasting is now completely allowed for all partners, and everybody can do it. As long as the only major caveat is you're not allowed to, if you have the 50-50 split on Twitch and you have the 70-30 split on YouTube, you can tell people to subscribe and become a member on YouTube, but you can't say, hey, Twitch viewers, log off of Twitch and go to YouTube. You can't say that, right? You can't actively, purposefully try to drive people off of Twitch. Will I be doing simulcasting in the future? I'll probably dabble. I'm going to try it. I think you're stupid if you don't try it. I think you're dumb to not try it, or at least pay attention to other people trying. The only hard part with the YouTube stuff is all of it routes into Andrew's bank account. So splitting up, like if I do I probably will not do like memberships and stuff on YouTube, because it will just make it way too complicated, because all of the money just is inserted into Andrew's bank account, and I don't want him to be like, hey, we've got all this membership money that should be going to you because you're the one streaming and getting the memberships. So it's weird. Yeah, YouTube is a good discovery platform. And I also think, so I was actually having this meeting. I was having a talk with my YouTube partner rep, David, and he was like nervous about the simulcasting thing because he thinks there's going to be an overall net negative in revenue for Twitch, just because like, even if only like 5% of people stop subbing on Twitch and start subbing on YouTube or on Kick because of the 95-5 split, that can be a net negative in revenue. And we, obviously talked about like the algorithms on YouTube being better for like promoting people, blah, 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 blah. And like how Twitch seems to have a very difficult time. Drax, thank you for the 5 gifted, man. Yo, E3, what up, man? How Twitch has a really good thing going for it. How it's really easy to get people to come to Twitch, but it's impossible to get people to watch people's content off of Twitch, which is a bad thing for like a lot of streamers that have thousands and thousands of concurrent viewers. Can't get people on YouTube to watch their content so that they can have like a second revenue stream or a little bit of backup and safety. But it's good in the fact that I don't think that it will drive many people off the platform. But here's how it's a good thing in the long run. If people start subbing off platform, it will pressure Twitch to go 70-30 across the board. And here's my conspiracy theory. Dan Clancy knows this. he knows that this will pressure Amazon and the
Frost
rest of
came
Twitch
back on my
to go
birthday.
70-30.
Happy return, Frost.
So he's using simulcasting as a way to then, in a year's time, be like, look, guys, we're starting to lose revenue because we're getting beaten out by all these platforms that they can simulcast to. We can't backtrack on the simulcasting thing. The only good thing to do is to go 70-30. That's my conspiracy theory. That's a conspiracy theory, though. It's not real. There's no evidence of this. But I seriously do, from every single talk that I've seen Dan do, from every single talk that I've had with Dan, I've had like a small handful of conversations with him. I found him while he was live during the con. When he took the CEO position, he started walking the walk so that he could completely understand the user experience and the streamer experience. And I actually kind of like him. How big is the chance that Dan gets booted before that happens? Because I don't know if Amazon would like that. No, because Amazon or Twitch's ratings are going massively up right now. The way that Twitch has been approaching revenue has always been wrong. And everybody that is anybody in the industry that has ever learned anything about the creator economy, if you make the user experience better, both from the streaming user and the viewing user, you make more revenue. That's the way that it works. And then Amazon came in and was like, yeah, what if we take 20 more % of all the sub revenue? That just like thinking that we're pigs that are just going to eat up this slop. So yeah, that announcement happened. The second announcement is the stream together. I'm going to say stream 2G. The stream together. So in the past, they've had we had squad streaming, right? One in the chat have used squad streaming before. Have you seen a squad stream before? It was literally just like a first party version of a third party thing. That used to be like an off-platform thing that would just be like putting two people's streams side by side. It was fucking pointless. It did nothing. It wasn't very comfortable. So what they've done now is they've taken guest star, which was like bringing another streamer's stream onto your stream, and now they've combined it. So stream together will be when you're doing a collaboration stream with people, you will merge your viewer counts, which is awesome, without merging your chats. But I think what it'll do is when you go into the browsing section, it'll say like Mouth and Frost. And then it'll be like 900 viewers, right? Instead of like me at 400 and Mouth at 500 or something, right? Like it'll put our viewer counts together. So together we'll push ourselves up in the category. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't combine chats. It does not combine chats, which is what you want. You don't want to combine chats. Does it count towards CCV or not like grades? No, it does count towards your CCV, I'm pretty sure. Which is really good. For discoverability, that's amazing. Because then if like I were to like stream with Northern Lion and we were doing like a stream together with all of the fucking Jackbox bros, it boosts me up. Like it's a massive thing, right? Is this feature already out? I'm not sure if it's already out, but I know that they announced it. Because again, I just got home. So yeah. That is the other major announcement that they did. So let's go to another con. Now that we've talked positively, let's talk about another con. Petting zoo. And you're going to be like, wait, what? A petting zoo? That would be a con? I don't mean a petting zoo as in there was actually like a cute goat that you could go feed oatmeal to. I mean that TwitchCon and VidCon have this problem where you are going to see people, right? You're not going because there's like new game announcements, new games to try. It's largely you're going to see people that are, be just sitting there at a meet and greet and signing stuff. And so it's a petting zoo. It's a petting zoo of going to see all of the people, and it makes it sometimes feel like it lacks substance. So Veristi, I think it was 16 months. I talked about how there was always like a lot of panels and stuff going on, and a lot of them were really good. I thought a lot of them were very cool. But oftentimes it just feels like there's some that just like fill dead air. How bad did it smell? Actually, not bad. No, I didn't think it smelled bad at all. They pet you at conventions. I don't know. Again, I only had like probably 7 or so people walk up to me at the con and know who I was, because I don't think that my audience is really a person that, like, really a type of audience that goes to these types of things. But yeah, I just think that going to a convention only to see people is like, is like meh. It's like meh. If that's your only goal is just to like see a bunch of creators, I wouldn't recommend spending all of your money on it, All right, and then the second pro is the last pro is the after. I'm gonna say after stuff, because it's not just parties, right? It's not just parties, but it's like you gotta probably have a bunch of friends that are gonna be in town too. Like You're rarely going to go by yourself to a convention like this. You're most of the time going to be meeting up with a bunch of friends, and you guys are going to go do stuff after the convention or during the convention. You know, you're going to go get fun food in a cool place, or in Vegas where you go and gamble and lose a bunch of money. Or in my case, I am up $700. Gambling is good and smart, and I recommend it to everybody. This is a joke. But yeah, the after stuff is always the best part about the cons. Honestly, it's a free excuse to go on a vacation with your friends. Because one in the chat, if you've always talked about going on vacations with your friends, and then nobody ever follows through on it. Because there's not something that's being created for you. But something like a convention is really, really good because it's like, hey, we're going to happen whether you go or not. You can come, and then we handle like most of the logistical stuff. We handle there being a big event where instead of like you having to figure out, hey, you guys all want to go to this place. It's like, hey, this is a gaming convention. You and all your friends, they like to game. Come and game at convention. It's really nice. So yeah, if you have a bunch of friends and you go to a convention, it's always going to be a good time. It doesn't matter. The convention can absolutely fucking suck. If you are there with friends, the after stuff, you literally I found myself going to you find yourself when you go to conventions like this. Adam's saying, thank you for 6 months. You find yourself going to less and less of the con, right? Friday, I went to the con for most of the day. Saturday, I went to the con for maybe half the day. Sunday, I was there for like 2 hours. All right. The final con, scary. There's a lot of things that makes cons scary, right? One in the chat if you're claustrophobic and you hate being in large crowds. That's me. One in the chat if you're germophobic and you hate being in large crowds. That's me. One in the chat if you get motion sick easily and so taking Ubers frequently throughout the weekend can make your tummy upset. That's me. One in the chat if you hate taking planes because of that same reason. Hey, that's me. One in the chat if you have a bunch of animals or children or responsibilities at home that makes it difficult to travel. That's me, right? There's a lot of things that makes things scary. One in the chat if getting a message, hey, are you okay? Are you at the con? You should leave. There was a shooting threat is scary. One in the chat, that's me. That all of those things happened this weekend, right? Like all of those things happened. There was a shooting threat at one point. There are a fuck ton of people. There are a lot of flashing lights. There are there's 1,000 things that makes convention scary. Seriously, it's very true. Like people were seeing text messages. I did hear that Twitch was taking it very seriously. They were moving people that were more subject to threats, possible risks, like, for instance, Frogan, because I know she's been under fire for a while. I know that they were moving people out of, I don't know if it was Frogan specifically, but I just know that they were taking it seriously and moving people out of, like, secret VIP exits when those things started happening. And they were beefing up security. The last day, there was a lot more security. So very, very pog on Twitch's part for taking things like that seriously. So pog to Twitch. Happy that nothing happened. So a couple of things that were very cool. One, on Friday, I had a meeting with Mike Minton, the chief of monetization at Twitch, who I've been talking with for quite some time. He and I've traded a lot of DMs over various issues that I'm having with the platform at the moment, like the ad incentive program not working for me because my sub count is so high. I have had that confirmed that my ad incentive offers are so fucking low because so many of you are subbed.
Thank you for subscribing.
My ad incentive offers are like $400 a month for running 3 minutes of ads for 175 hours of streaming. 3 minutes of ads per hour and 175 hours of streaming. Hybrid, thank you for the 9 months. And that's because I have 6,000 subs concurrently at 500 average concurrence. So, sorry, but also the Partner Plus contracts and the cap that will make me lose 30% of my revenue next year. The various things. He and I have been in constant contact, but it was nice to actually get to put a face to him. I can't talk about the things that we talked about in the meeting because he said, and I quote, I'm telling you things that I have not told any other partnered streamer. And so if I leak that stuff, he's going to know where it came from. If he was just like, I've only told a handful of people, I could leak it to like a bunch of people and have the information spread around. Like just talk to Dexterito or something. I can say this. Out of all of the things that he told me, I am happy. I have no plans on leaving Twitch within the next coming few years, honestly. 90% of the things that he told me, good, pog, awesome. 10%, potential bad, but it's always how it happens.
Chat, you heard him. Stop subbing. Frost is losing money from it. Peepo giggles.
Or wait, let's see how low we can get the offer next month. Are the potentially bad things platform destroying in your eyes, or are they just meh? No, I think they're just meh. They're in line with like the regional sub pricing. You know how they're like, you know, they made subbing easier in some countries, so it could potentially make creators less money. It's stuff along the lines of that. Here's kind of what he said is the ad incentive program, right, where streamers are starting to run a lot more ads because it's paying out, is not supposed to be the only option. And it seemed like it was for a while, where they were lowering sub revenue and increasing ad revenue. But what his goal and the goal of Twitch is for streamers who have high viewer counts but lower sub counts, they can have a method to make a decent living. Versus streamers like me should not be punished for having a high sub count and making Twitch a lot of money. And so there should be the option of, do I want to be more fan funded or do I want to rely more on ads? And he admittedly said that they went in the wrong direction. Anyways, any questions about TwitchCon? Any questions about the meetings that I had? Any questions about, because I talked to a lot of cool people, man. Like, that's the thing about TwitchCon for a streamer. Like, I can talk about the pros and cons for a viewer, but for a streamer, I think TwitchCon is one of the best things that you can go to. If you're a streamer, you should go to TwitchCon. You don't need to go to like a lot of the conventions. Like, I think VidCon isn't that good for YouTubers, but I think the TwitchCon for streamers is like insanely good. And you do content with other streamers you have cooking up. Cobalt and I talked a lot, actually. Cobalt and I were the homies a lot of the weekend, and we have some ideas. I don't want to leak anything. Actually, you know who I didn't think would recognize me and did? Pokalulz. And he didn't even recognize me because like we used to be homies back in like the League of Legends days. But he was like, he just walked up and he's like, yo, I've been watching a lot of your Isaac stuff. And I was like, what the fuck? Huh? Did I hang out with Bricky? I saw Bricky outside of a party and he...
Coolest person you met for the first time?
Not gonna get me to leak DMs, Drax.
Leak DMs?
No, you're not gonna get me to leak DMs. But yeah, he just like was watching my Isaac content. That was cool. Made a Twitch account to get a promo for Marvel Snap, but I figured I would drop by and say content is peak. Thank you, Sir South. Coolest person that I met for the first time, John Sandman. John Sandman is like high up there. I had no idea who he was beforehand. I realized that I've seen him around in like in collaborations with other streamers. I met him through Max a Platypus, but he is like a really fucking cool dude. I think John Sandman would probably be the coolest person that I met for the first time that I didn't know who was going into the event. Worst person you met? Scootish. That guy sucks. No, I hung out with Scootish so fucking much. And then I learned, I met Zoomies. She's like an Instagram fitness influencer. And I was talking with Zoomies and I was like, yeah, Scootish and I were talking. And she was like, Scootish responds to you? Scootish never fucking responds to anything I send him. And then like everybody else in the group was like, yeah, Scootish never responds to us. And I was like, he responds to me almost immediately all of the time. Does that mean he likes me more than you? He responds to me all the time. Trellion, thank you for the 2 years.
Did you all kiss again, Frost/Scottish believer?
Hey, what happens in Vegas is, and it isn't streamed on the internet for thousands of people to see, stays in Vegas. Any memorable fan interactions? They're all memorable in their own way, but like, dude, so many people are just chill. Like, literally, like I said, I only had a handful, like a dozen or less people actually approach me at the con. And I liked that. I liked, like, dude, even like Co-Carnage was talking about the fact that he feels like a ghost walking around the con. It's because like us, like older folks that have like a hi. Dad, I haven't seen Hardy Boy in 4 days. He wasn't here when we got back because we got back late. So our friend took him home with him. Hi, Bubby. It's good to see you. Come here.
I joined late, but the message I'm getting is to not sub anymore.
No, wait, hold on. No, you're supposed to sub twice as hard. Everybody has to give 5 subs right now. Tinky. He was hanging out with a friend of ours who has a bunch of other dogs. And for whatever reason, he really likes to roll in their dog's poop. Like, no, he doesn't like to roll in a lot of dogs' poop. Just those dogs. Just those dogs, specifically. A lot. But no, okay, so, yeah, I was talking about fan interactions. Yeah, I feel like, I'm going to actually go wash my hands real quick because it's starting to annoy me. I'm going to go wash my hands. I'll give me 2 seconds. I'm just like, I'm a guy that chronically touches his face. I'm going to think about it every single time. What up, Merle? No, I like the fact that nobody approaches like the creators that seem to have like older audiences. We just seem to have far less people approaching us because our audiences aren't quite as young. And our audiences are more mature folks that have lives and jobs. I don't know. It's cool. It's like, it's actually nice.
Bro, your audience is 10 years older than you.
Yeah, what does that say about you? You're trying to like make fun of me with that. You're watching a guy that's 10 years younger than you.
Thank you for subscribing.
It means that I'm cool. That's what it means. But yeah, it's it was a really good time. Had a really good cool stuff. Dude, okay, we need to talk about one thing. 596Con. Dan Giesling's little convention that he did. It was like a big like 5-hour meetup at a barcade. Bunch of people showed up and they like got swag and stuff. It was a really good time. I really liked it. Only thing that I, didn't really like was how loud it was in there because it was like a barcade, so it was like, but it was like sick. It was pretty cool. How bad did he BM you? Dan's really nice in person. The only thing he makes fun of me for is the fact that he gives everybody else's real phone number and me the fake one. But no, it made me think like I would love to like next year if he wanted to with like Cobalt and like anybody else in our friend group, like do a collaboration meetup so it's not all on his back, and then we can do some sort of like larger collaboration event where it can be like some sort of a competition. Like imagine that we did it at like a ping pong table, like a ping pong place where it's just a big gym full of a bunch of ping pong tables, and we had Frostprime versus Dan Giesling IRL ping pong tournament. Pickleball? No.
We legit do ping pong bar at our cons.
I just want a quieter place where it's like 70% mingling, 30% activity. You know what I'm saying? I don't want a place that's hey, I think so like yeah, I was out and I was at TwitchCon and it was like really sick what was going.
You could play Duck Duck Goose.
Dude, we actually could. But like, dude, fucking kickball. Oh my god, that would be sick. Most of us were just hanging out and not even playing games. Oh yeah, I did spend $20 on the pinball. I've learned that I really like pinball, but I'm really bad at it.
The calming sounds of the ping pong game going on over and over while you try and chat with friends.
Yeah, I think it would be sick. Oh, dude, board game. Oh my god.
You
oh,
are
liar's
old
dice.
Like us.
Oh,
Bars
liar's
where you
dice.
can talk means you are an adult.
Bars where you can talk mean you're an adult. Yeah. No, and I think it's good at conventions too, because convention is all about mingling and networking, right? Conventions is meant for that. Conventions, sure, like parties happen and stuff. I went to the Dolce and Gabbana party where it was the Dolce & Gabbana party where it was hosted by Offline TV and Midian was playing and it was just a big fucking club. I went for 25 minutes and I found one friend that said, "Hey, I'm gonna leave whenever I finish my beer," and I sat next to him, waited for him to finish his beer, and then left. It was awesome. The leaving part was really good. I liked that.
How out of place was your ass there?
Wait, you fucking tell me. Hold on. Let me show you my drip. Wait, can we get a drip check for the
back,
entire
Mr.
weekend?
Streamer.
Let's drip check it up for the entire weekend, okay? You see this guy at a convention? Are you approaching them? Dripped out of 10. Holy. Do I have a picture of my outfit going to... I don't know if I took a picture of my outfit when I went to dinner on Friday night. I don't believe that I have a picture of myself, actually. Damn, I didn't take a picture of myself. I did look good going to dinner that night. Where are those shorts from? They're actually from Target. They're sold out, though. Friday night, I went out to dinner with my partner manager. He bought us $1,000 worth of fancy Chinese food. It was
I have
fucking
to say 1/10,
awesome.
so you change it, and don't accidentally take my girl.
True. Yeah, he said he spent too much money and might get in trouble
Looks
with
like
Twitch.
a toddler who dresses themselves for the first time. Peepo giggles.
How much do partner reps get paid? Oh, no, it's Twitch's money. He had the Twitch credit card. Over Riddles, thank you for the 13
Took a
months.
drink of soda and just so happened to burp at the same time as you in today's video before
Let's
kiss
go.
time flirt.
Yeah. Well, actually, they don't do company cards at Twitch. They do expenses. So he gets to pay for it on his credit card and then expense it with Twitch, and they give him the money back. So he gets all like the credit card points and stuff. And I'm like, that's awesome. That's actually like the best way to do it. That's
Where
sick.
is your high-end loungewear with cum stains?
Shh. That's normal, yeah. And I think it's preferred. It's definitely the preferred method. When will there be another Balacho stream? Sometime this week, for sure. I don't have a schedule yet this week because...
it's missing a red nose and a rainbow afro wig.
Shut up, man. Anyways, day 2 drip, I'll admit, it's a weaker day. Danny Phantom Hat, hair was back. Hannah's definitely beating me on drip by a mile. Day 2 drip, I was this was after my night of $700 worth of gambling. Or of making $700. I was very sleepy. You look like you're about to go monster trucking. I don't think she is, but me, maybe. Geo Wolf, thank you for the follow. I also don't, dude, rolled pants at the bottom is not going trucking. Okay, but this is Saturday, and this is also the night of the Dolce & Gabbana party. And this was my drip for that party. Tell me that I am not at maximum dripped status. It's a plastic chain, by the way. I got this at Dan's convention because Dan likes gold chains. This is plastic. This is not real. That's definitely a Dan chain. Yeah, this is not a real chain. I would never buy this. But I'm actually gonna keep this chain and I'm gonna wear it at more places because it actually looks sick, dude. And so many people were like, "Oh my god, you look dripped out." And then I told them like, "It's a plastic chain." They're like, "Dude, it doesn't matter. It doesn't look it from like far away. It doesn't look like it." What designer brand is that shirt? It's from catwarehouse.com. Catwarehouse.com.
How many subs for a real chain and a matching gold watch?
Crab smoking crack, baby. Is crab smoking crack? I'm not gonna get a real chain. And then this was my drip after our flight got delayed 5 hours and we were sitting in the airport waiting for our flight to finally come in. Still goes fucking hard with that sweater. I love this sweater. It's so light. I got this on the final day of the con. It just like randomly, I'd walked through all of the booths, didn't see this thing. Oh, it's so good. It's actually so sick. Have you seen Avatar: The Last Airbender? Yeah, yes, I understand Appa on the... Yeah, I understand who I'm repping, man. Do you remember which booth had it? It was... Like, that's the problem, is it doesn't have anybody's name on the tag. I need to, like, inspect it to see if its name is anywhere. I couldn't see it when it was on because somebody did ask me and I couldn't find it. And then this person, this was one of the many examples of somebody, a fan, taking pictures with their favorite creators. But there I am. There I am. Send you the pic I took of us too? Yeah, look who it is. It's Radiant Bozo. Holy. Radiant and Radiant was trying very hard to get us to hang out sometime. And it just didn't work. It just didn't work. I wanted to hang out so bad, man. Oh, I was talking about Mouth. Oh, yeah. So if you guys didn't know, right before the stream today, Mouth died at 798. Like literally moments before I went live. I was not going to go live until he either won or lost. 797. He lost today. Which I'm sorry, did I say 780? 787. Sorry. 787. It was 788. I would have had to give to 100 subs. 797. And I'm really happy that he died there. Not because like I want to win the challenge or anything. Because dude, it would have sucked so much if I just want to get on stream and just like talk about just, you know, all the stuff that I did at TwitchCon and then it's every 5 seconds just ha ha ha, you lost. Like I know that that'll happen if I do lose. Like I know that that's gonna happen eventually. Like if I do end up losing, and I'm fine with that. I just don't want it to be on a day that like it was like my day, right? Like I'm coming back from a big convention. Like I wanted it to be about me for just like today. You know what I'm saying? Who did I eat? Actually, no one. It was anytime you were in the hotel room, it was sleepy time. There was nothing else going on in there. Honestly, the hotel was the worst part about the trip. It was far away from the convention, so it was like 30-minute drives every time you wanted to go home. There was no fan in the bathroom, and the door like was like a barn door style thing, so it didn't like latch and like actually create a seal. So you were just taking like poops that everybody could hear in the room, which sucked. So, and just smelled really bad. So our room just like kind of half smelled like shit the entire time. The shower leaked out of the bathroom onto the floor. That was fun. I didn't get internet inside of the hotel either, so like there was no being on my phone. And I've learned that at conventions, get a place closer to the convention center. It might cost more to get a place close to the convention center, but one, you're going to pay a lot in Ubers and stuff to go to the convention center. And two, what is your time worth, right? Like, would you pay $25 more per day overall after Ubers and stuff to stay, to not have to pay for 30-minute Ubers every day both ways? No train/subways near your hotel. The monorail did go into the MGM, but sometimes it was like backed up for like an hour wait. It was really bad. Would you have to pay for the hotel? No. Did you get any cool souvenirs? Yeah, my Appa shirt. Yeah, the sweater that I just showed. And then, did Hannah post a picture of her bunny hat? If not, I can show her bunny hat. Oh yeah, no, she was wearing it in this picture. Look at her bunny hat, man. She got this thing. My hotel was a hotel, and there was mold on the walls. Yeah, she got that hat. It was pretty sick. And she got a sweatshirt, sweatpants combo, for like $100, which was like super good deal. And it's got like different stitched in bunnies down the sleeve. She'll have to wear it. I think she was wearing the pants when she came in. We used to live in Indianapolis. I lived within walking distance of the convention center, and they would host Gen Con. It was super convenient. I've gone to Indie PopCon many times, Skullhead. We were invited to Indie PopCon 2 years in a row. So I know exactly the convention center. Hannah's dripped the fuck out. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, man. We got drip on deck.